Hello, welcome back to another episode of Whiskey with E. I'm Eric. Now today we do have a Whiskey with the E. We are going to do an extras on the BOOKER'S 2023-01E. Now this is essentially Charlie's batch, so check out the full review. Now Charlie Hudson, I believe, he was the man who created the first wooden BOOKER'S box, and I believe he was making all the BOOKER'S boxes, but I think he retired, started a furniture making company, but I think he still makes things for the distillery. Maybe he still makes the BOOKER'S boxes till this day, who knows, maybe you got other workers doing some of your job for you, but let's just say Charlie, he was the dude who was making the BOOKER'S wooden boxes, if anyone was wondering who Charlie is. Alrighties, now, so essentially this is going to be extras, so, because when I reviewed this, it's my first version, so I figured, now that the bottle is down to this amount, we may as well see how it's opened up and see how it noses and tastes, so let's go. Alrighty, so for everyone that doesn't know, BOOKER'S 2023-01E is a 7 years, 1 month. It's 63.3%. I don't know if you guys can see that. I mean, the light's coming from this way. But anyways, we are here to just clarify my thoughts, give you some extra thoughts on how this bourbon's going. So let's get right into it. Alright. Oh my goodness. Alright, like I said in the review, this is the most non-peanutty, peanut shell kind of BOOKER'S batch that you'll probably know. It's essentially a lot more sweeter. You know, you got that vanillas, the caramel, but it's all dark. You know, it's like dark caramelized brown sugars. It's like dark caramelized caramel. You do have this barrel char smoky element there. I mean, that smoky element will cross more like a rubber hose. We'll uncork this. Now, you're either going to get that hose note, or it's like a barrel char, or you're going to interpret it as it's a little bit smoky. Now, when I nose this a little bit further away from the glass, like not going real deep, I am getting some of this. It's like a dark red fruit. It's like a dark cherry kind of vibe, but it's ever so slightly. You can only just pick it up ever so slightly, just gliding the glass a little bit further away from your nose. But when you're going in, it's more deep, it's more dark. You know, you can almost say it's like it's almost, it's, how do you describe this? It's just a good traditional bourbon. The sweet notes is really popping. Like I said, normally BOOKER'S batches, you're getting this overly peanutty kind of note, but this, it's not peanutty. All right, guys. There is an element of nut in there, but it's not peanuts. It's probably like a sweet roasted almond, or yeah, something like that. You know, it's not a peanutty shell. It's not too peanut buttery at all. You know what? Let's have a first sip. Let's get it. All right, who's tried this batch? Let me know in the comments. I just want to see if it's still dramatic, if it's still awesome. Let's go. Cheers, everyone. It's sweet. All right, that sweet caramelized brown sugar. But then there's this salty, it's like salted caramel vibe that comes in. It's like a sweet, but it's like a salted caramel. It's almost, it's like it's savory. It's making my mouth water. You know, I'm not going to say it's drying, because in my head I'm feeling more of it's mouth-watering, it's savory almost. You know what? That was the first sip. Always the first sip is a lot more dramatic. You know, you're going to feel that Kentucky hug. You're going to feel that heat go down your chest. But second sip should be a lot more approachable. So let's see what we get on the second sip. Here we go, guys. Who's tried it? Let me know in the comments. Cheers, everyone. Oh. All right. Everything the same as the first sip, just less dramatic, less heat, that Kentucky hug, less of that. You know, there was originally like a little bit of a barrel spice, a rye spice, you know, almost like a black pepper note coming in right at the back palate. That's almost less now on the second sip. But you know what? This just drinks so awesome, guys. I don't know if you guys have tried this or not, but it definitely does not drink like 126.6 proof. You know, this to me is like a Wild Turkey Rare Breed drinks a lot more hotter than this. Or, you know, this is almost like at that 101, 107 proof vibe to me, you know? So, that being said, I don't know if you're going to enjoy that. You know, sometimes you want to drink barrel proof and you want to feel that power, that oomph, or that warmth. But this is just so approachable. It's just so, it's balanced, it's delicate. It's got the sweet, it's got the salted, it's savory. You know, it's got everything of a good quintessential bourbon that you'd want. Especially if you're not into the peanutty style of Jim Beam profile, this is definitely not on that ballpark. You know, this is a nice batch. Now, here in Australia, we only get the first batches. So a lot of people say the first batches is the terrible one, and the other batches down the line, progressing on through the year, it tends to be the better batches. But since I only get the first batches here in Australia, I always say I enjoy it. But obviously some batches are more nutty than others. Like this is the non-nutty batch. You know what? Awesome. I'm going for another sip. Cheers, everyone. Tookie, tookie. Now, when I don't splush it, I just swallow that one. It's just so sweet. There is no spikes. There's no bite. There's no rough edges. In my back breath just then, I just picked up some mushroom notes. Now that is weird to me, but that doesn't come too often. You almost pick that up like in your back breath, if that makes sense. You know what? I'm gonna pour up another one because why not? Honestly, this is one of those batches that you crack and then at some point you're like, whoa, where did it all go? Surely I didn't enjoy it this much. Seems like I am. I really do want to save a sip to maybe compare with a future batch, but nothing ever gets left in the bottle like this and lasts here in my bar anyway. So that being said, I always try to convince myself, you know what, I'm going to get more of these batches and we will compare future batches. But you know what, let's see now after that first glass how acclimated we are. Let's have another sip. Second glass, here we go. Cheers, everyone. Oh. Ah. Yeah, it's just sweet, guys. Salted caramel vibes. You know what? But there's not really like a cinnamon spice here. You know, if you're having like a Wild Turkey product, you get a lot of that cinnamon spice. There's not a lot of that going on here. Ooh. Now the nose is starting to get this toasted vibe, like a toasted marshmallow, or or with that vanilla and that really deep dark caramelized brown sugar note. It's really making out to be like a creme brulee kind of vibe. You know what? This is an awesome batch. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have tried 2023-01E. Oh my goodness. There's nothing else to say about this, but I recommend it, even though I bought this for $150. Now, you can find it online for probably $135. Now, that being said, it's still value. It's got an age statement. It's barrel proof. All right, you know what? Let's have this. Cheers, everyone. Drink responsibly, especially if it's barrel proof. Ah, that is so beautiful. Yep, that is awesome, guys. Traditional bourbon notes. You're still getting that barrel, but it's not like a bitter barrel. It's like a sweet oak. Oh, I love it. Anyways, cheers all. Laters, everyone.